Hey everyone, Scott or the Scott Man. We're here to do a driving video today, a special one in fact. As you can tell, this is definitely not Michigan. We are currently driving on the Pacific Coast Highway in Big Sur, California. So I've been filming a video in the Big Sur area today. So I figure on my way back toward Monterey and Carmel, why not do a driving video? So for like the next 30 to 35 miles, we'll be driving north on the Pacific Coast Highway. So we're basically going from the overlook for McWay Falls near Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park, and we're going to go all the way to basically where Point Lobos State Park is, to the south of Carmel. So you guys are in for a real treat today because this is going to be very, very scenic. Like, I was amazed by the views driving to the south, so I can only imagine going north, especially since we're going away from the sun. But yeah, originally I was not planning to do this video, but I knew I would kick myself in the butt if I did not do so. So along the Pacific Coast Highway in Big Sur, you got all these different vista points or viewpoints where you can see the iconic California coast. Like, this is the stuff that gets put into all the travel brochures, or like anything with regards to like visit California, or whatever the California Tourism Board slogan is. Kind of like how Michigan has Pure Michigan. I'm not sure what it is in California, but yeah, just take a look at that ocean. Beautiful blue water. And it's like, the funny thing is, just 3 weeks ago in real time, I was on the other side of the continent, meaning I was over in New York. Oh, here we go. So this is a commonplace for areas in the Big Sur area. We got these windy roads. Makes you feel like on a miniature roller coaster. So right now, I'm going back in the Monterey now. It's like, Big Sur is supposed to be iconic around sunset, or like golden hour before sunset, like basically 1 hour, maybe 2 hours before sunset. But I wanted to do this now because it's only going to get busier. I'm filming this on a Thursday, and of course my video of Big Sur is filmed on a Thursday, and it's Labor Day weekend, so technically today is gonna be kind of like a Friday. So this is only gonna get busier, so I knew it's like I had to do this now. Besides, I'll get to see Monterey and the Carmel area later in the day. I still need to get like a late lunch. I have not had anything to eat since breakfast at the hotel early this morning. So I'm gonna head into Monterey. I'm gonna be getting some food, some seafood in fact, and then check out Monterey. So then I'll basically be in civilization for the rest of the day. But yeah, just take a look at this. This is gorgeous. So yeah, I might have said this already, but if not, I'll mention it here. So where I started the video at McWay Falls, this road is actually closed 4 miles south of there. The reason is that sometime late last year, there was a major landslide which took out a lot of the road, and they're having to fully reconstruct it. So right now, you can't drive from Monterey all the way down toward like San Luis Obispo or going down toward LA. You have to basically do the Big Sur area, and then you basically have to turn back around and head back up to Monterey, and then head over towards Salinas to get over to Highway 101, and then take that down toward the San Luis Obispo area, and then you can cut back over to the Pacific Coast Highway. And if you want to check out some of the sites in the southern part of the whole area coming up from the south. And thankfully I knew about this well in advance, so that I was able to plan my stuff accordingly. So that's why I'm able to check out stuff in Monterey this afternoon and then stay the night in the Monterey area, and then tomorrow morning make my way down towards San Luis Obispo, get down there before the crowds, because keep in mind, tomorrow is still a business day, but a lot of people do take it off. So like whoever does not take off tomorrow, like they're gonna be working, and then they're all gonna be getting on the highway. So it'd be nice to get down to the San Luis Obispo area and back to the Pacific Coast Highway early enough, so that way you don't get caught in traffic. Which, yeah, I got caught in traffic a little bit on this highway coming into Monterey. And so at first when I was seeing that, I was like, uh-oh, is everybody in the world going to Big Sur already? Thankfully, they're all going to like Carmel, Monterey. Once I got down to this area, then it got really, really nice. Meaning that all the stops I wanted to stop at, I was able to park at everything I wanted to, like Point Lobos State Park, Pfeiffer Beach, the viewpoint for the Bixby Bridge. I was able to park at all of them. I did not have to wait for parking or anything like that. This is why, if you want to visit Big Sur, come during the week, not the weekend, the week. And even when you do, try to come early if it works out in your favor. Although, of course, depending on the time of the year you come, this area can get really misty or foggy because we are right on the ocean. So like May and June, and I'm sure July too, and maybe even come into August as well. Especially if you come in the morning, you may not be able to see much of anything. But I think by the time I got into like south of Carmel, getting to like Point Lobos State Park, which was my first stop this morning, everything was clear. So I didn't have to worry about fog or anything like that. So I got really lucky today. Because from what I've heard, yeah, Labor Day, especially after Labor Day weekend, when the crowds die down a little bit, September and October, I've heard, is supposed to be a fantastic time of the year to come here. Oh wow, so there is a person on that rock. It's like that, I don't know. It's like I'd be worried about them, or about that person. It's like, because another thing I like to make a mention about is that in the Big Sur area, okay, about 37 miles to the Monterey Peninsula and about 153 miles if we were to go all the way to San Francisco. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is, in the Big Sur area, there is no cell service. In fact, I think Point Lobos State Park, like near like the Whalers Cove area, which is near like the beginning of the park or the front of the park, that is the last spot I had cell service. So when navigating this area, you will want to download maps, especially using like Google Maps. That way you can know where all the trails are, where the viewpoints are, and you can navigate. Even though its navigation is pretty easy because it's just the main highway we're on now. But that's come into play when trying to figure out timetables. Although, of course, with no cell service, you can't get traffic updates. But in all honesty, though, when you're driving through Big Sur, it's like you're not trying to rush through here. So you want to take in all the sights, and heck, there's all these random viewpoints like this one where you might want to get off and take a look at the views. What helps with the road closure is that I did all this already going south. And then come back this way, don't really have to stop at anything. And of course, as we keep on driving, I'll mention about different things along the road that's worth noting. And I just realized I've been filming for over 10 minutes now, and I forgot to turn on my microphone. Like, I have a built-in microphone to this camera, but I have a much better microphone I can use. Okay, so now we're going to my microphone. So yeah, let me know in the comments, because I've been playing with this microphone a lot with these driving videos. Let me know if the audio is better with this microphone or with the built-in microphone. So basically, I was using the built-in microphone for the first 10 minutes of this video. And starting around now, I'm using the other microphone. And when I get a good, I need to put it on my shirt. In fact, I'm going to slow down really quick so I can do so. There we go. Sorry for the slowdown there, but I wanted to make sure I was doing that safely. But yeah, I would say it's like, when it comes to like scenic drives in the United States, this is definitely one of them. There are many of them. Like, there's like a lot of scenic drives, of course, going out toward like Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Park, or even going up toward Glacier National Park. There's, of course, the drives going up in the Yosemite. There's the Blue Ridge Parkway on the eastern side of the country. There's also the $1 Million Highway in southwest Colorado. And also in Colorado, too, there's Trail Ridge Road going through Rocky Mountain National Park. So many iconic drives. And this definitely is easily in the top 10 for, I would think for most people. Definitely is in mine. And as we get into the Big Sur, the heart of Big Sur, this is where we start to see some different shops and even some cafes. Although, for when I was looking at the reviews, they might be on the more touristy side. Well, of course, to be honest with you, Big Sur is all, it's a big tourist area to begin with, but when it comes to good food, I'm getting stuff down in up in Monterey. Plus, it's just gonna be really busy if I were to get food here. But yeah, this is a nice change from doing a bunch of driving around Metro Detroit, although I'll be getting back to that pretty soon, though. Because I'm only here for a long weekend, and there'll be more things I want to do back home in Michigan. Okay, so... Okay, I wasn't sure if he was trying to just let me go around him, or it looked like that car had to stop for something. Well, the speed limit is back up to 45, but yeah, that area back there had a lot of sharp curves. But yeah, it is pretty comfortable out right now. The car thermometer is reading 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For that to Celsius, it's around 23 degrees. So it is quite nice out today. It's like when you're right along the coast, it does moderate the temperature significantly to where it'll feel a lot cooler. Like, in fact, when I was at Pfeiffer Beach earlier, it felt great. Feeling that ocean breeze coming from the Pacific Ocean. It was fantastic. Okay, so I want to point out something after this bend here, and after this bridge. So yeah, right here to the left, you see that little drive right there? That will take you over to Pfeiffer Beach. Oh, and we're entering Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park right here. So Pfeiffer Beach, if you go down that little road, it is a one-lane road. It has turnouts, so that way you can easily move over when oncoming traffic is coming. It's about a 2-mile drive. Then you get to the fee station where you have to pay, I think, $13 to get in. And then you can park and walk over to a very nice beach area where you see the ocean waves crashing on the shores. There's a huge rock. There's even like a hole in the rock too, which is really, really cool. It is totally worth stopping at. It can get busy, and I've heard at peak crowds, like maybe even like right now, that they'll turn people away if parking is full. Like I was there around 12:30 p.m. on a Thursday, and it was pretty good. Like there are a few spots, or there are quite a bit of spots still open. And the beach is known to have like purple sand too. It's really prominent after like it rains, but even right now I saw a little bit of it. Okay, so right here, if you make a right turn there, that is Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park, the main park. In there is a lodge, or the Big Sur Lodge, which is a place you can go to stay for the night if you like. I'm sure they're completely booked for this holiday weekend coming up, though. But there are a lot of beautiful trails back in there. I even did one which took me over to Pfeiffer Falls. Which was just gorgeous, by the way. And that's a state park, obviously, and you can get a day pass for only like $10. For Pfeiffer Beach, it's through the National Forest System. So it's a different fee system, so you do have to pay for both, unfortunately. But it's the way it goes. And here's another little shop and a restaurant over here. What's really cool too is not only in here, but especially back in the state park, you can even see some redwoods as well too. It's like you don't have to go up to Northern California to see them. Because I think I remember seeing them when I went to Muir Woods in the San Francisco Bay Area when I was over there 7 years ago. And of course you go further north, go up toward Redwoods National Park, and you can see more of them. There's also a gas station over here too. So keep in mind, this is the only gas station, well this, and there's another one coming up that's on the left, which are the only gas stations in the Big Sur area. And for what I've heard, they're supposed to be crazy expensive. And coming up ahead, we got a one-lane road. So I think they're doing some tree work, so we may have to stop. So I can always stop the video if needed, and then when our flow of traffic gets to go, then I can resume the video. Oh, it's not here yet, but it should be coming up. There's gonna be two spots where there's like one-lane roads. And yeah, this is a very popular spot too. Also a motel over here too, and then there's the other gas station. Oh, I guess the one-lane road is a little bit further than I thought. So I think one's coming up shortly, and then there's another one that is on the other side of the Bixby Creek Bridge. And yes, we will be going over that in this video, although not till a ways later. So yep, all those different lodges, inns, and restaurants that we saw here in the Big Sur area, that's... Okay, gotta watch out for that. Watch out for that worker there. Oh, maybe they're done with the lane closure. Either that or they're putting one up, I don't know. But maybe we don't have to worry about the lane closure now. I think we still have to worry about the one down by the Bixby Creek Bridge, like on the other side of it. That's all right, though. Okay, so the speed limit is back up to 55 here. Although on a lot of the curves, you're not going to want to go 55. And now we won't be seeing civilization again until we get to the Carmel area. And technically, I'll be ending the video before Carmel. Like, I'll probably get to where Point Lobos State Park is, and then I'll probably get ready to wrap things up at that point. But yeah, so I started this road trip. So what I'm doing with this overall trip, I forgot to mention this, but I'm basically driving the Pacific Coast Highway, not the entirety, obviously, because one, that it's closed 4 miles south of where I started this video, and two, it's like I'm not doing the whole thing or anything, but I'm generally driving south from the Bay Area all the way down to LA. So I flew into San Jose Airport. Another state park off to the left here. And over here we're getting a little bit of a break from the tall mountains that we're seeing along the coastline here, although we'll get to see them again in a little while. So it's nice that from Detroit there was a nonstop flight through Delta, which flew all the way to San Jose, although for what I heard, they're going to be ending that flight route, I think, in a matter of a week or two. So I'm glad I took advantage of that, because originally I was supposed to fly into San Francisco, so come down from San Francisco. However, I ended up changing the flight because I wanted to come down to Big Sur today, and from San Jose, the San Jose airport, it's a lot less time to get down here compared to if I was coming from the San Francisco airport. And not only that too, but I would have gotten in an hour later if I would have flown into San Francisco, and I'd had the longer drive this morning, which would mean less time to do stuff today. And not only that too, oh, there's some cows off to the side of the road there. And some more off to the left. But not only that too, it's like I ended up having to pay $100 to change my flight because the flight was a little bit more expensive to fly into San Jose. But in the end, it's worth it for me because I was able to get a much lower price hotel last night staying by the San Jose airport than when I was staying near the San Francisco airport. And the rental car was like at least a couple $100 cheaper So that's why, like, if you book flights through, like, especially through Delta or any airline, make sure that you pay for the fare where you can change your flights without a penalty. It comes in handy. And up to the left, that is a spectacular lighthouse too, perched up on a big rock. It's not an island or anything. It's like on almost like a peninsula. I don't know how you can get over there though, because it is, unless you have to get there by a tour or something, or there's like a, because the little drive that takes you to it is not this here, but off to the left here, but the gate's closed, so unless they only have it open at certain times of the day, because the Point Sur Lighthouse, or the Point Sur State Historic Park. So it's either only open like maybe like on weekends, or maybe you have to go in as a tour or something like that. Maybe you have to park back in the heart of Big Sur, and then take like a guided tour or something. I'd have to look into that one. But yeah, this has been nice so far. Like, look how light the traffic has been today. Of course, I think the road closure could potentially be helping things a little bit too, because I'm not getting all the people coming from the south on this road. So I'm sure that's helping things tremendously. Okay, so we got some sharp curves here. Oh, that's a cool sports car there. Oh, look at this. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about here. Back into the action. Yeah, just take a look at this. It's just incredible. Yeah, just drink all the rest of my water. So thankfully I'm on my way back to civilization, so I might have to try to find some water while I'm going to get lunch first anyway, so I'll be able to drink a bunch of water while I'm there. So that was good timing. That big truck there just made a turn there. But well after I came through here. But yeah, I'm not really sure what type of, if I'm going to be doing any other driving videos on this trip or not, but we'll have to wait and see. I might consider filming something else. If I do, it'll probably be something on the freeway. But you know, I did not if all of a sudden the next driving video ends up being back in Michigan, especially like at Metro Detroit. But yeah, this is just gorgeous. Yeah, sorry if I'm not talking a whole lot here, but yeah, this just, sometimes at moments like this, you just have to just stop and just take a look around you. But what's really interesting is that like we're way high up from where the Pacific Ocean is, and yet like if you were to go to Pfeiffer Beach, you'd be right at sea level. So it's fantastic to see how high up you can go along Big Sur here. And we're not done yet, as you can tell. It's like I'm catching up to traffic now. And yeah, this is a good viewing spot over here too. If you look on the, obviously you can't see it from this view because we're going the opposite direction, but there's a really good viewpoint looking the other way. And yeah, we're not done yet. Oh yeah, this is a fantastic viewpoint right here because you can't see because of all the cars, but you get spectacular views, and you can even see a part of the Bixby Creek Bridge from that viewpoint over there. So it's definitely worth stopping there, especially if you're not able to get park over at the bridge. That is a good alternative. Like, although you're not right at the bridge, you won't be getting that iconic shot of the bridge or anything. But it's still a really cool view to get if you have like a camera with a big lens that goes up to like 300 millimeters or longer. Might be able to get a good photo of the bridge. And yeah, I see some construction signs ahead, but that's because there's going to be a road closure, or not road closure, a lane closure after the bridge. Okay, so after this curve here, we're gonna be, oh, someone's jogging this. And here is the Bixby Creek Bridge, or just simply the Bixby Bridge. Built back in 1932, and this is one of the most iconic bridges in all of the United States. So we're going over the Bixby Creek right now, and we're way up in elevation right now. And this is the viewing area for the bridge. And as you can tell, it's pretty full here right now. I think one car could maybe fit in there, but like a very small one. Maybe someone over here too. But yeah, I'm glad I got here when I did, because I had a lot easier time than what people are having to deal with right now. But that is where you can get those iconic views of the Bixby Creek Bridge. It's supposed to be spectacular at sunset too. And then we're approaching where the one-lane closure is. What might help me out is that I'm with the convoy of cars right now, to where I would be able to go with all of them. And yeah, we're gonna have to stop until oncoming cars come up this way. So I'll stop the video temporarily, and then we'll resume when it's our turn to go. All right, that was perfect. Well, didn't have to wait for very long. Maybe like a minute and a half. It's like there weren't that many cars that were coming up the other way. So yeah, this is the first lane closure I saw as I was heading south earlier today. So that other one, they were wrapping up. So definitely more traffic heading north compared to heading south. So it might be good that I'm heading back now. Okay, so now we're back in action again. Oh, okay, there are more cars than I thought. A lot of them are coming up. But yeah, thankfully things weren't too bad with that, so... Oh, they're doing some more work over here, too. But yeah, as you can see, this is a very picturesque area, and again, it's totally worth doing this drive, even though you can't do the full drive because it's partially closed, but even for what you can do, it's totally worth it. So yeah, for the rest of my day, I'm basically heading back into civilization. I'm going to be in Monterey and the Carmel area. So definitely look forward to that. Pretty much, I need to get lunch, obviously. It's definitely like 2:15 o'clock, so definitely need to eat something. But then I can always get like a late dinner and then head to the hotel for the night and head on south right after that. Alright, so we got some more pretty views up ahead. So I would say for where we are right now, we got like several more miles about left to go in this video, so not all that bad. Another work area, but it's not going to be like what we saw back there. Yeah, I will say though that I've been looking forward to doing this drive for a very long time now, and I'm glad I'm finally getting a chance to do it. In fact, I almost considered doing this back on Easter weekend. However, I decided against it, mainly because because I felt like just doing like a 4-day weekend was not going to be enough. Where we're doing this with a 5-day weekend is definitely helping things out a lot more. Anyway, we definitely gone well down in elevation because we're pretty close to sea level right now. Yeah, it's like, yeah, once I get back into civilization, I get cell service again. It's like, watch, I get a bunch of emails and notifications. It's like, welcome back to reality. But yeah, anyway, so it's been nice unplugging from basically the world as I drive along the Big Sur area. In fact, as we continue our way north on the Pacific Coast Highway, there will be a couple more areas I definitely want to point out, especially areas that I stopped at for my main video. This isn't one of them here, but in fact, I think it might have another couple miles be coming up to the next point I want to mention about. And yeah, you can look off to the left a little bit, you can see the rocky coastline. Yeah, I just love that blue water. I got a nice little trail off to the left there. Not much in the way of parking though, but there's more available over here. Yeah, a lot more over on this side. Oh, look off to the... I don't know how well you can see it from the left, but you got a beautiful view of the coastline. I was able to get in my main video though, the vlog that is, so you just have to watch that video. But you can park back there, or you can park over here. You got a spectacular viewpoint, Painter's Point, I believe is what it's called, where you can get a really beautiful view of the coastline looking north. And a little bit to the south, too. Oh, this is neat in here, too. So about another, I think, 2 or 3 miles will be getting up to where Point Lobos State Park is. So we've definitely come a long way in this video. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting some food. Like, after you do a lot of hiking and a lot of exploring, you need to have some food. And seafood is definitely sounding really good right now. I'm going to be enjoying my meal. It's like my original plan was that I was going to do Monterey and all that stuff first, and then come down to Big Sur. But I felt like I wanted to beat the crowds a little bit, so I came down first. But the other original plan I was going to have was go to Point Lobos State Park first, then go to Monterey. Because Point Lobos State Park can get really crowded because it's close to Carmel and Monterey. And they'll turn people away if the parking is completely full. So I want to go to the state park early. But when I looked at the directions, it's like 20 minutes to get into Monterey from the state park. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to waste 20 minutes going into Monterey and 20 minutes to come back to go to Big Sur. So I was like, well, let's just do all Big Sur in the first half of the day. Just delay lunch. It'll be less busy anyway. And I think I've made the right choice because, yeah, I was able to go to all the viewpoints I wanted to. Did not have to worry about parking or anything like that. It was very easy, stress-free, the way it's supposed to be. In fact, I think I might be getting self-service in probably in a few minutes because we are getting close to Point Lobos, so... But again, thanks to offline maps, I can easily navigate. So yeah, right now we're in a little town called Carmel Highlands, or Carmel Heights. So now we're back in the civilization a little bit. See a lot of beautiful homes perched way up in those, on those cliffs up there. Like, that's really cool. I'm sure the homes are crazy expensive in here though. Oh yeah, on the other side of the trees, you can start to see the park for Point Lobos too. Maybe not very well, again, because there's a lot of trees in the way, but... But yeah, again, I'm also glad I'm doing this on a Thursday because it's only going to get busier for this holiday weekend. So get the busiest part done today. Oh, it is Carmel Highlands. Okay. Should have known because there was a sign for Carmel Highlands back a couple miles or so ago. So yeah, we're pretty much done seeing all these big towering mountains that are towering over the ocean. So not really seeing much of that anymore. And yeah, quarter of a mile, we got the entrance for Point Lobos State Reserve. Well, State Park, State Reserve, it's kind of similar to each other in name, but... And these are probably people parked over here. I wonder if there are people parking for the park, even though... Because I know for the park, yeah, the park entrance is off to the left. And yep, I have cell service again because here come the notifications. And doesn't look like they're turning people away. So that's a good sign. So it may not have been as busy as what it could have been today, but it's only going to get busier for this holiday weekend. And yep, up ahead we could see
You're back online. You're on the best route despite heavier than usual traffic. You should reach your destination by 2:52 p.m.
Yep, so it's like, yeah, my phone's going crazy right now because I'm, back in civilization again. So yeah, we'll get ready to wrap things up in a couple minutes, but... Oh, there's a nice little beach area over here too. Not sure how warm the water would be over here because the Pacific Ocean is very cold, but it could be a tad warmer just being in a cove over here. So we're gonna film this until the next traffic light because that's basically getting back into Carmel. And that's where we will end this video. But yeah, this timed out very well because I'm getting hungry and I am thirsty. But this is all worth it though. Huh, watch for stopped vehicles. Like imagine if I was coming through here like after sunset. Alright, so the next traffic light, or the first traffic light, is coming up shortly. So we basically have gotten out of the Big Sur area now as we head back into Carmel. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful drive along the Pacific Coast Highway going through Big Sur today from McWay Falls all the way to the south side of Carmel-by-the-Sea. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scottman, signing out here from Carmel, California.